we run an ecosystem enabling organization like AFI, nothing gives us greater joy, greater satisfaction than having our entrepreneurs really scale great heights, do amazing things. Devendra is an alumnus of AFI. He was part of the cohort back in 2013-14 timeline. And since then, the not just the organization, but the institution is built at Ecozen in terms of the employees, in terms of the funds that he's raised, in terms of the revenues that he's able to generate. Yeah, it's just a true joy, and nothing gives me greater pleasure than having him share elements of his story, which could be relevant for the scaling journey to the other entrepreneurs in the squad. With that, over to you, Dave.
Hey Sanjay, I think I feel a little embarrassed. I feel that was a little too much for me. But yes, I think I still remember the time when I met you in the evening in the AFI meeting in Delhi, and our results were going to come out, and you said you did a good presentation. So I think since then it has been, I think Sanjay has always been around. I think he has been there like a father figure, uh, a friend and a senior from the IIT network. And I think, be it I face a problem in Andhra Pradesh, I face a problem in any other state, or I'm looking to get feedback on the deck I'm going to use. I think he's always been around. And I think when you are really going forward as an entrepreneur, like having people who are always there to cheer for you is really the biggest asset, because every day you are filled with doubt and reasons that might lead to failure. And every time you think, am I going to make it? It's going to be like, oh, there are 100 reasons for me to fail. But yeah, but I think having people such as him and AFI is something which keeps your morale high and keeps you going. So really wanted to thank Sanjay for this as well. To be honest, my journey is not uh, maybe that of a hero. It's more of a person who's been humbled, and I would want to share that with you. I've made tons and tons of mistakes. Okay, and I've learned things the hard way. And if there are any things uh, useful, I think I would love to share those with you. And maybe some of it might have some relevance to you. And if it might be able to help you, I would be very well honored. So that is my intent today. And when I asked Sanjay, why are you calling me in? Because this is a very prestigious and honorary address that he has offered me. So yeah, I just wanted to give this context. I know we don't have a lot of time, but let's see if this is worth your time. Okay. So yeah, I didn't really could do a lot of slides, but this is what is my world today. The picture that you see. Uh, there's a pump which is running on solar. There's a cold room which is reducing losses. There is an air conditioner which is running a clinic cooling. Then there is a atta chakki which is helping process. So Ecozen kind of makes all of these and a little bit more stuff. And we operate making clean energy accessible to the base of the pyramid so that they're able to use productive applications and improve their livelihood. And so that's the little bit of a background. And yeah, so I will just maybe move on further. What you see is the report card. I think we all are largely Indians here, and as a student, we've grown up, and our curriculum system has always looked at the report card as to how well did you do at the end of your year. I think this is the report card for me and for Ecozen. And I think there are, like, if you look at it, there are tremendous failures. And like you can see this whole period. I started off in 2010. And like For the first 12 years or for the first 11 years, I didn't even manage to cross 100 crores as a top line. All of these values are in hundreds of crores. So have failed at 0 to 1 so many times. Okay, I think I started off as a third year in IIT Kharagpur, and I thought I want to uh, operate at the intersection of innovation, impact, and uh, money. I wanted to make money, I wanted to innovate, and I wanted to create impact. So that is where I really started, and we brought up we that is why we chose entrepreneurship. And I think there were three of us as co-founders, and I think we always were looking at something of this sort to be able to do with Ecozen, and we kept failing at 0 to 1 tremendously. There was lack of co-founder alignment. I wanted to do something, my co-founder wanted to do something else. And we both were trying to prove to ourselves, we both were trying to demonstrate that I can build a business, I can vision something, and I can achieve something. It was so much about us. Okay. And I think some of you might have co-founders as well. And you would also have issues wherein, there is an alignment, which is an issue, or there's an alignment and issue with some of the team members. What we realized is that the I at the center of it is the biggest problem. The moment you keep, I want to innovate, I want to create impact, I want to make money, that's the source of all the problem. And I think we learned it the very hard way that the businesses are built not out of ego or your ambition. Businesses are built out of compassion for the customer. Compassion is having true empathy and wanting to do something about for your customer, for the people, for that matters to you. So whatever problem you're working on, okay, it is very important that you connect with the people on an emotional level. You understand what they really feel and you genuinely want to improve their lives. Because until you do that, until you build that connection, it is very difficult to put those customers at the center of everything. And until that happens, there will be alignment issues which will be always there. And 0 to 1 will always be a challenge. So that is something which we learned, that the true meaning for building a business is compassion, and that too for the compassion for the customer. If you're able to build true compassion for the customer, you would be able to build a vision. And what we learned through one of our mentors is that the true test of a vision is that a true vision inspires, and inspires others is secondary, but it inspires you fundamentally. And the true test of inspiration is that do you persevere even when you fail? So that's the behavioral test. So I think all of this is something that we realized is that went wrong here. And as a result, we were struggling. I think we always were having a head to the ground that we don't want to make losses. But we kept struggling during this period. Also, one more thing which we did wrong was uh, we were driven a lot by, you know, what is the fashion? What is the fad right now? Oh, e-commerce is a fad right now. Oh, uh, you know, the uh, the tech businesses are a fad right now. So it's very easy to get seduced by these things. That you see valuations of organizations which are soaring, and you feel like, oh, they did so well. Maybe if I do something like that, even I would do so well. But that is the biggest sham that we have seen. The only way that one can really build a great business is going to the basics, staying committed to the customer, staying committed to the truth with respect to what is really creating value. And the truth about business is that The only purpose of business is to make money. So there is no valuation which is important. There is no technology making which is important. We have spent like 2.5, 3 years to build the cold room product, only to realize we have made it too expensive. Okay. Um, and what we have learned is that you keep trying to build great technology. Like we say, we are a deep tech organization, or we are building amazing technology. We talk about the TRL levels all the time. So we have learned that it has to start with the customer. Does the customer really need that technology? Or you build tech, bring in, you focus on technology. You're not focusing on the customer. You will bring in something which will be too ahead of its time and which will not really fly. What we have learned recently, in the recent revisioning of 0 to 1 again, we launched solar air conditioners. I went and met a bunch of people on my field visits who were struggling because of heat. They were like boiled because of the heat which was around them, and they did not have power. They were suffering. So we decided that we want to bring in solar air conditioners for these kind of people who are very close by to our installed base of solar pumps and solar cold rooms. So the moment we decided to do that, we launched the fastest product. It was the fastest product launch. Like if you were to think about, we decided on October 20th that we would launch this particular product. How much time do you think we would have taken to deploy our first prototypes? Any guesses? Anyone? October 21st is when we decided that we want to launch this. How many days would have taken to launch first prototypes?
6 months.
Anybody else?
It took you a
October
year.
sites. In 8 days, we had 5 sites installed at the customer's place.
Wow. Wow. How did that happen?
So this is the concept here is about rapid prototyping, figuring out how you can, if you focus on the customer, how can you deliver the end impact in the fastest and the quickest possible manner to the customer. So we picked up stuff from the market, we brought things about, and we ensured that whatever we wanted to deliver to the customer in the end, we are able to deliver to 5 customers within 8 days, because we knew then Diwali would come in and then winters would come in. So it will all stop working, all not happen. So I think focusing on the customer, staying with the truth, and bringing in rapidity, we feel these three are the core learnings to crack 0 to 1. Okay. And I think if you are truly compassionate, you're connected with the customer will inspire you. And if inspiration is there, you'll be able to inspire the rest of the people. You'll be able to inspire your employees. You'll be able to inspire your investors. You will be able to inspire your partners and vendors. So this is, in short, the story about how we failed at 0 to 1 and how we are now looking at revisiting the 0 to 1 and succeeding at it.
Lovely.
Okay. Now, there is also another thing. If you look at here, we just started scaling. We had a very big loss. It was a 15 crore loss in FY20. And we really started scaling. Something really happened. We realized that the purpose of business is not to chase valuations. The purpose of business is to make profits. Okay, we were profitable even here, but suddenly, after we raised our seed round, our Series A round, we started becoming less focused on profits and more focused on valuations. And that is why we started hitting losses. Here, the shift was that COVID hit. COVID made us rethink about what the reality is for the world. And we got focused on making money instead of chasing valuation. And another thing which happened was that we learned something which we cherish a lot, and I would want you guys to also try that out. You'll see we were flat. We were flat over here for almost 1, 2, 3, 4. Practically, this is also flat. For almost 4 to 5 years, we were flat. We were not growing. Okay. And I feel something really dramatic happened over here, which got us to the point where we are today. Okay. And I would want you guys to maybe think through a number. Over say if you were to put down together, what is the revenue you're likely to achieve in over next 18 months? If you were to put down a number for that, what would that number be? Every one of you can maybe write down a number.
Yeah, I mean, do I need to just put a number for my startup?
Yeah, you just have to keep it to yourself.
Fine. Okay.
If you can just put down a number for yourself.
Sure.
So what do you think will be the number of top line you will do in the next 18 months? Now, like it may be a range, it may be just a number you feel you can really do. And you think that is something which you would be able to really deliver upon. Okay, if you ask, like, you have to commit me a number that if you don't commit, I'm going to hit you. Okay. So, what is that number? If you put it together, if you put that number together, that number, and I would want you to note that down. Is everybody done? Okay. Now I would want you to list down what you believe, are your challenges. Like, what you feel which stops you, or which is something which you don't have money. Like this, you can list down that you don't have bandwidth, you don't have people who can help you execute it. Your people are not well trained enough. You don't have capital. You don't have production capacity. How many of these are true for you? Like something similar to these in terms of reality. How many of these are true for you? And also, like some people may think that, growing 25%, 50% is a good growth year on year. If you're going 25%, that is good. So any of these, whatever is true for you, something of this sort, you can note that down as well. Okay, or your product has issues, your product is not ready, or your product is working, but there is some challenge around it. So anything of that sort which you feel is a block, if you can just maybe write that down as well. You can just put a thumbs up if you have been able to do this. Guys, should we move forward?
Yeah.
Okay. So now you think about another number. Let's say all the challenges or the issues you have written. Let's say if all of those are solved for. Okay, all of those are solved for, and none of those exist. What would your number be? The number you wrote, how will it change if I tell you that all of your constraints, all of your challenges are solved for? That they don't exist anymore. This will reflect maybe what is the true demand, what is really the customer base out there who needs this, and who, if you're able to provide at a price point, they would be willing to convert. Okay. So once you write that number down, okay, that is sort of the true potential of what you should be looking at in 18 months. Say you execute really well, that is something which is possible. Okay. And many of you may say that it's just a number of market size only in a way. But market size is still a little different. But if you were to look at what is that you can convert out the market size genuinely in terms of demand, I would say that number is going to be a bit different. Okay. So I think this is something which happened for us as well. We realized here in FY 2021 that the true potential of our business was close to FY 20. In FY 22, we realized the true potential of our business was close to 400 crores. Okay. We did not really hit it, but you can see that there was a significant movement which happened, and it is a year after we crossed 400 crores. What happens is that every time when we are thinking with our challenges and our constraints as to what we can do, we come up with a conservative target. We don't really see the true potential of ourselves, of our business. And as a result, we focus on the different problems and different places. So for us, we were raising very small amount of capital. The moment we had a 400 crore vision, we really realized that we at least need 100 crores to be able to do justice to it. What is the business areas we should focus upon? So all of that really became clear. And working over a period of a couple of years, we have managed to hit 400. While we were at the road to 400, we realized that we again redid the exercise. We realized the potential is close to 800 plus. And that is when we really hit 1150. So this is the power of unconstrained thinking. I don't know if you have read Eliyahu Goldratt, The Goal, or I think The Theory of Constraints, and so on. So when you really debottleneck your mind and see the true potential, and it inspires you, it motivates you. It also surfaces what really are the challenges, because of which you take a conservative target. And then what happens is that you work to solve for those challenges systematically. And once you solve for those challenges systematically, solving those challenges takes time. It doesn't happen overnight, but it may not lead to the benefit in your current year, but it will definitely boost you tremendously in the next year. So that has been, I think, what you're seeing over here from here to here. That is exactly a result of, unconstrained thinking and, focusing on how to make money. And we believe that money is a measure of impact. Money is not a measure of, being greed. Whatever we have done, we have impacted more than 1 million farmers by our work. So from that particular perspective, unconstrained thinking, focusing on making money and doing things right from a business fundamental, focusing on profit every day, that is something which compounded to this. And I think like today we are at a point wherein we might, like, I would envy a lot of agri-tech companies, being very frank with you. Okay, like amazing valuations. Okay, and you might be knowing a lot of them. But what I realized is that building fundamentally strong businesses which have P&L is something which builds longer term value, which ensures longer term sustainability. And in that particular manner, we have come to a point today wherein we have realized that we were not based in the truth, we were based in fashion. We used to look whatever the market is kind of rewarding or recognizing with a perceptionally value, we would really appreciate that and we would envy that. there was no point in doing that. So I think, I think Sanjay might have called me to be a keynote speaker to share my success, but I really wanted to share my experience here and some of the things which I learned, which really helped as a tool. So if I were to leave over here to you guys, I would say that commit to your customer, be compassionate, and think without constraints. These are the two messages I would want to share, and I feel these are the two things which has been my learning over 15 years of failures and finally success which came, which I feel I'm lucky about still. But yeah, I think I would kind of stop at that.